Hey there, everybody. Robert Taylor with Wonderscape Creations, continuing on with another wonderful episode for the Narrative Pros series, specifically with the gas side of the combat for the time being. So, in the last episode, I was talking about how we're going to add our own attributes utilizing this plugin right here, the Gameplay Abilities Blueprint Attributes plugin. It works very well with Narrative Pro with no tweaking. So I would encourage you to get it. It's only $30. Otherwise, everything that we're doing, you're going to need to do in C++. I don't touch C++. I've done it before, but it takes a lot more time for me because I'm not a C++ person. There are people within the Narrative Pro Discord that do utilize C++. So if you want it on the C++ side, you could always reach out there, say, hey, is there anybody who can create some attributes for me? And more likely than not, there'll be somebody who's willing to at least do that much for you. So after you've purchased it and you've installed it to your engine, we obviously need to activate it. I've already activated mine, but make sure you go into your plugins under gameplay and check mark this to true for the blueprint attributes. Notification will show up right here telling you to restart. Go ahead and restart. Then once you are back, you won't see much of any changes. However, we come in here into the project settings, we scroll all the way down to the bottom, we have blueprint attributes, and there's not much here. It's simply just things that can allow you to modify how things look, display current value, use compact view. Read over this if you want. I'm not going to be pitching over this too much. Just want to make sure you guys were aware that there are settings that you can mess with. Another way you can tell that we have it now is if we right click in here, come to gameplay, and now we can create an attribute set. Obviously, we're not going to create one right here, but we will be creating them. So we're going to go into Wonderscape Creations and then Narrative Pro, and trying to decide here. Yeah, we'll create a new folder called gas. Starting to realize I didn't organize this as nicely as I would like to, so I may be cleaning this up in the future. But anyways, now that we're in gas, right click, new folder, attribute sets, as you may wind up having a bunch of them to help with organization. Now we're going to come in here and come to gameplay blueprint attributes, and we're going to click here. Now I'm going to keep it at GBA for gameplay blueprint attributes, but you can shorthand it to whatever you want. And I'm going to do primary attributes. I'm going to open it up. Immediately you're going to see what's right here. Now, you may be wondering, well, what primary attributes are we going to utilize? Because I know none of you want to try to recreate this, and I would never want you guys to, but I have a YouTube example right here. Much simpler, as you can tell. Much, much simpler. This is what we're going to do. We're going to add vitality, strength, agility, and intelligence, and then have them each alter different ones of these. That way we can better understand a couple of aspects of mod magnitudes, and we'll go over that in a couple of episodes. So we need to create our attributes. The first thing you are going to notice is that we don't know how to add them. For the very first one, because there's nothing in the details panel, you have to come up here to click add attribute. We won't be going over these two things, but there's very detailed documentation that he has that goes over these things if you'd like. Because generate equivalency plus, really cool. To speed things up a little bit down the road type of thing. Now, if we come down here to add attribute, we choose what it's called. We're going to start with vitality. Now, you can give a description and whether it's replicated, and then you need to understand there are two structures: a gameplay attribute data and gameplay clamped attribute data. Most of your attributes will be this one, but this one is for things like health, stamina, mana, hunger, thirst, exhaustion. So things that need to keep track of what the max is and where 0 is. So we won't be creating any of those in this specific instance. Once we get to magic, if they haven't added mana by then, we will be. But for now, this is all. We are going to keep it right here like this. And for a description, I'm just going to put primary use for max health. So I'm just doing maximum health. Obviously, if you wanted to also do normal health, you could very easily. And then I'm going to hit add attribute. And you're going to notice something here. We have an onRep, a function that was created for us. So if we come right here, if you uncheck replication, this will not be created. If you do check it, then this is created. I would encourage creating it. It's better to have it and not need it than to need it and have to come in here and manually create it. And it's not exactly like it's hard. This is literally all you're doing, but the system does it for you. So you can do whatever you want, but that's just my 2 cents. Now you want to hit compile. And the second thing that happened was you got a variable. Now there's another thing that actually happened that you're not going to see right away. If we click on class defaults, we have it right here. But the add attributes is now also right here. Now you don't have to keep going all the way over here and then come over here and adding base values and things like that. So I can come over here. The next thing is strength. Primary let's use this max health. I need to be able to see it. Max health, attack rating, and armor. Add attribute. Now when we mouse over them, it tells us what they're for. Obviously, if we click on them, it's just filling this description right here for us. Now, obviously, we're not seeing it yet. You need to hit compile. Now it's going to show up. Now we need to do this 2 more times. For agility, max stamina, and attack rating. Add attribute. Now I realize now that for vitality and max stamina. There we go. Compile it again. Obviously, you don't have to compile every single time. You can always just add all of them and then hit compile, then they'll all pop up. And then lastly, intelligence. Backs armor. Wow, that intelligence is only used for armor. That's what I chose to do, so that's what we're doing. Add attribute. All right, so as you can see right here, we have base and current, 0 and 0 for all of them. Something that I will actually do so that you guys can see a difference is I'm going to go into the project settings. So right now, this is what we see, right? Come in here into the project settings. I change this to use compact view. All we see now is this. We don't see the base. We don't see the other one. That's all we see right there. Now, with that being said, if you create a clamped attribute, I'll go ahead and do that just to show you guys. Testy. And hit compile. It still gives you base and current because it's clamped. It's a clamped one. So it allows you to set mins and maxes. You can have it be a float, or it can be based off of an attribute. This way, this is important because for max value, you can attach it to max health. If it's a health-based one, that way you're not having to set this number all the time. Obviously, for men, it's always 0, but hey, if you wanted to go crazy, you could have an attribute 4 to the minimum and move it around all you'd like. Completely and totally up to you. But yeah, now that I'm going to go ahead and remove testy here because we don't need it. Compile. And everything's back to normal. So these are what we have. These are what we are working with. So for now, what we will do is 1, 1, 1, 1. We're going to have everything at 1 for now. And that is all that we will be going over in this episode. We don't have enough time to cram. Actually, we do have enough time to do one thing. We are now going to add this attribute set to the player so that we can see it. Because right now, if we hit play, when I come down here into the enter console and do show debug ability system, hit enter, you'll see right here what stats we have. Right now, these aren't modifying anything, so I don't know why they're there, but that's fine. We'll ignore that. But here's what we have at the moment. Or everything that's white. We have armor, attack rating, stealth rating. Anyways, you see what I'm talking about here. Now we're going to quickly add those in. And you may be wondering how we're going to do that. And all we really need to do is go into the player state. And let me thin that out. We want to go ahead and get the begin play. Right click, add call to parent. Now let's pull out the ability system component, drag out of there, and type init stats. And now you'll see here our primary attributes underscore WC. And we add that in. Now, it's important to note, we come over here to the ability system component. We don't have to do it this way. If you come here to where it says attribute test, default starting data, you can hit the plus sign, attributes, data starting table, data table. Now, if you do it this way, you have to have a data table. And it's not terribly difficult. It's just not what we are touching on at this time. So it's something that I'm not even going to go over, but you can read up on it. I'm only showing you where everything is at because gameplay ability system is just far too complex to go over everything without spending hundreds of episodes on just the gameplay ability system. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that. So now we hit compile and save. We hit play. And once it's loaded in, we add the console command. You can just hit the up arrow if you followed along last time. Otherwise, it's show debug ability system. Hit enter. Vitality, strength, agility, intelligence. It's that easy, folks. It's now part of our system. We're at +1 for each of them. So we are good to go and ready to go on into the next episode. So thank you guys so much for watching. In the next one, we will start diving into gameplay effects and how you can how they're utilized to use attributes to back other attributes to help control the flow of data in combat. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.